Today's episode is for the moms who feel like they're constantly on edge, who feel snappy, irritable, overwhelmed, maybe even angry at things that shouldn't feel this big. You're wondering, why am I so triggered? Why does everything feel like too much? And if you're anything like me, you've asked yourself, is it just the diagnosis? Is this just what parenting is now? Here's the truth. It's not just the diagnosis. It's everything that came before it and what's happening right now. Let's dive in. Welcome to the Be Mighty Mom podcast. I'm your host, Ash, mom to an autistic child with a rare disease, boundary setter, and your voice of fierce, honest truth. This isn't just support. It's a movement where we ditch the fluff, get honest about autism and rare disease, and what it really takes to advocate for our kids, especially with family. The diagnosis isn't the first earthquake. It's the aftershock. When your child gets a life-changing diagnosis, whether it be autism, rare disease, or a combination of both, it shakes the ground beneath us. That moment is huge. But often, what we're feeling isn't just the singular moment. It's the aftershock of years of unspoken expectations, generational wounds, and suppressed emotions finally bubbling to the surface. Think of it like this. You had a fragile emotional foundation long before that diagnosis entered the picture. And suddenly, someone dropped a truth bomb on it. Boom! Cracks show up in places you didn't even know existed. The truth is, the diagnosis just illuminates things that were already broken. And it's not our children that are broken. It's us. Maybe it's your relationship with your own parents. Maybe the impossible pressure you carry to be the perfect mom. Maybe the unresolved childhood pain you buried because survival was easier than healing. So when you're yelling at your partner over leaving socks on the floor or melting down in a grocery store because someone made a rude comment about your child, it might look like it's about that moment, but it's not. You're feeling the weight of 1,000 tiny things, generational things, and that matters. Let's talk about what we were taught growing up. What did motherhood mean in your family? Were you taught to keep quiet, to avoid conflict, to be a peacemaker? Did you witness mothers self-sacrificing to the point of collapse? Many of us are walking around with generational trauma coded into our nervous systems. We watched our mothers and grandmothers silence themselves, shrink themselves, and stay in survival mode, sometimes because they had no choice. That becomes our blueprint for caregiving. So now, in 2025, you're parenting a neurodivergent child, possibly medically complex, in a world that wasn't built for them. You're doing advocacy work your family never had to do. And suddenly, you feel like you're fighting both the outside world and your internal world. Every time someone invalidates your child, every time a doctor dismisses you, every time a family member says, he doesn't look autistic, it's not just irritating, it's triggering. Because it awakens all the moments you weren't believed. When your pain was minimized, when your voice was ignored, when you were told to smile and be nice and not make a scene. You're not just advocating for your child. You're trying to reparent yourself at the same time, and that is exhausting. Let's take it a step further. In many families, there's an unspoken rule book. Some of you were raised to believe that good moms never complain, that asking for help means you're failing, that you should prioritize appearances even over your child's needs. Sound familiar? We've been conditioned to please our families, not disrupt them. And now, you're disrupting everything. You're asking questions. You're setting boundaries. You're asking people to change, to unlearn ableism, to stop saying, but he looks normal, to stop saying the R word, to support you in real, tangible ways. And guess what? That resistance you're getting from them, it's not about your child. It's not about you. It's about their own discomfort. You're holding up a mirror, and people hate that. So when your aunt rolls her eyes at your child's noise-canceling headphones, or when your mom tells you you're overreacting for not going to a loud party, you feel rage, anxiety, helplessness. You are being triggered. Not because you're dramatic or unstable, but because you are carrying the weight of being the one who breaks the cycle in a family that never asked to be broken open. Triggers are clues, not character flaws. Let's reframe this. Being triggered doesn't mean you're failing. It means you're being shown where the wound still lives. Instead of judging yourself for it, what if you got curious? Ask yourself, where have I felt this before? What emotion is hiding underneath this anger? Is it fear? Is it grief? What am I truly needing in this moment? So often our anger is protecting something tender. Maybe your fear that your child will be misunderstood forever. Maybe your heartbreak that your family still doesn't get it. Maybe your exhaustion from carrying this whole world on your back. Your rage is valid, but it's also trying to tell you something. It's trying to say, you deserve support. You deserve healing. You deserve to be seen. If you ever wished your family just understood autism a little bit better, this is for you. I created a free resource called Dear Family, a compassionate guide to helping loved ones understand autism. It's simple, kind, and packed with what most people never get taught, like how autism is a neurotype, not a behavior problem, and how to have better conversations with family who might not get it yet. You can download it for free right now at bemightymom.com/resources. That's bemightymom.com/resources. It's time to stop explaining everything alone and start getting the support you deserve. Let me give you some real world examples so you know you're not alone. These are stories I've heard from other moms. A mom told her mother-in-law that her child couldn't eat certain foods due to a medical issue. The grandmother forgot and said one bite won't hurt. The mom exploded, not because of the food alone, but because it represented a lifetime of not being taken seriously. Another mom, trying to explain her son's autism at church, was met with, well, God doesn't make mistakes. She felt instantly flooded, not just with anger, but grief, because she'd been battling the internalized belief that maybe something was broken. That one sentence confirmed her deepest fears. And now she had to fight both shame and loneliness. And then there's the moms whose own parents never acknowledged her own sensory needs growing up. Now that her child is sensory seeking, she finally sees what she needed. She said, I didn't know I was masking my whole life until my son gave me permission to stop. These stories are not isolated, and neither are you. Here's the hardest part. We're healing while parenting. There's no pause button, no retreat. We're doing the work in real time, sometimes in survival mode. But there is a way forward. Here are a few anchors I've found helpful. Name the trigger. Say it out loud. Write it down. It loses power when exposed. Self-validate. Remind yourself, it makes sense. I feel this way. Set gentle boundaries. You're allowed to protect your peace without over-explaining. Seek community. Find people who get it even if it's online, even if it's one podcast host named Ash. Let the emotions move. Anger, sadness, fear, they're just energy. Cry, rage, walk, move it through. Seek therapy or coaching. If it's accessible, find someone who understands trauma-informed, neuro-affirming care. Most important here, practice compassion with yourself. For the mom you were, for the little girl inside you who's still waiting to feel safe. So the next time you feel like you're about to snap, instead of asking, "What's wrong with me?" try asking, "What happened to me? What's trying to be healed here?" You are not broken. You are not crazy. You're carrying generations of unspoken grief, injustice, and silence. And you're doing something your family line has never done before. You're feeling it. You're naming it. You're healing it. That's mighty. That's powerful. That's revolutionary. If this episode resonated with you, please share it with another mom who needs to know her triggers are not flaws. They are roadmaps. And if you haven't yet, make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. I'm so grateful to walk this journey with you and know I'm not alone. I see you, I'm with you, and I believe in your healing. Until next time, stay mighty.